Good afternoon, guys. Good day. So, hindi ko nilagyan ng good morning or good day kasi I have my morning session and my afternoon session, kaya good day na lamang. So, this afternoon, by the way, my name is Cristina M. Santelices, okay? And today we will be discussing about research instruments, okay? So, that's my name, Cristina M. Santelices. I am your lecturer this afternoon. And I'm one of the OLCs for practical research too. I think we are, dalawa yata kami na OLC ninyo, I don't know. Kasi I'm just new dito sa subject na ito, no? But we will be talking about research instruments. But before I proceed in discussing this part, kasi research instrument is just is just one piece of a whole. Ano yung whole na yon? The whole research itself, okay? So for you to be able to appreciate kung ano yung pag-uusapan natin, let me give you an overview of what research is. Ano ba yung research talaga? You've been hearing this. Sometimes you have a wrong notion, or sometimes you're conducting a wrong activity as far as research is concerned, or sometimes you are picking up or picking out a wrong subject or topic, something like that. But all of this, yung pag-usapan natin is just one piece of a puzzle, kumbaga. So this is just one part. So I'll give you an overview of what a research is para ma-appreciate nyo. So what is a research? Ayan, ang dami-dami ninyo sigurong nasa isip kung ano yung research, ano. Siguro nasa isip ninyo statistics or thesis, things like that, right? But in a short statement, very, very short statement, a research is just a scientific study. Isang scientific study lang siya. Diba? Why scientific? We will see that. Why scientific? Scientific study. Why does research have to be scientific in nature? O, diba? Kasi pag sinabing scientific, you know what? Research is the one of the most significant sabihin nating application or activity that that shows the scientific method. Ano ba yung scientific method natin, di ba? You define the problem, you formulate a hypothesis, then you gather data through experimentation or whatever way to collect data, and then you analyze the data, and then you summarize, and then give conclusions. Yun yun. And the research has to be scientific in nature so that it could be replicated, or it could be reproduced, di ba? And ano ba yung purpose ng research? The purpose of a research is simply to solve a problem. Yan, just to solve a problem. Wala nang maraming paligoy-ligoy pa. O, kaya nga, you start with defining what a problem is, di ba? Now, in conducting a research, di ba, at the end, sabi natin, the purpose is to solve a problem. O, ito yung parang cycle of what a research is. Kasi parang cyclic lang siya in nature eh. Because sometimes at the end, what seems to be the conclusion or solution to a problem probably sometimes becomes a problem in itself. Diba? So you start all over again. And then you start to go through the process again. Like for example, diba? If you are doing, like for example, an agricultural research, diba? And then you're trying to come up with a solution to increase crop yield, diba? So, kunyari, naging solution is for you to use fertilizers. O, di okay. For a time, it becomes okay. But then after a long period of an extended use, or after some time, that becomes a problem kasi nagkakaroon ng effect sa soil. So you start again. You observe something, and then you try to find solution again. You try to find the answer to solve that problem again. Kaya nga, I don't know if you agree with me, but I think and I believe research is sometimes cyclic in nature. What seems to be a solution to a problem becomes another problem. So you go through it again and again. Okay? So yon, right? So, as far as research is concerned, you should have smart objectives. O, di ba? Dapat smart yung objectives mo. What do we mean by smart? Smart is your research should be specific. Di ba? Measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound or time-oriented. What do we mean by this? Kung minsan, pag nag-iisip tayo ng kaya tayo nahihirapan or the reason why it's very difficult for you to decide on what a research topic is because sometimes you think overwhelmingly or masyado kayong na-overwhelmed sa kung ano yung gagawin niyo. But in fact, all you have to do is just to be specific. And then all the other objectives will follow if you have a specific research problem. What do we mean by being specific? For example, okay? O kasi minsan mas maiintindihan yung pinag-uusapan natin if I give example, right? Okay, so an example would be something like this. You want to measure, for example, the cognition of students regarding a topic. Pag sinabing cognition, how much do they know? Diba? How much do they know? How much knowledge do they have? O, yun yun. You want to measure that. Okay? And who are your subjects? O, diba? So, na-specify mo na kung ano yung knowledge. For example, environmental cognition. O, kaya lang, ma-broad pa din yun, ano? O, pag sinabing environmental, ang dami. It's so voluminous na hindi mo maintindihan. So, you focus on just one as far as environmental cognition is concerned. So, probably you focus on, let's say, prevention, diba? Or recycling. O, specific siya. Specific na sa recycling lang or degradation prevention. Yun yung ibig natin sabihin. So, after that, subject naman. O sabihin mo, students who, ang dami, libo-libo, milyon-milyon ng estudyante. So you have to narrow down so that you become specific. So for example, you are going to study yung cognition lang ng students within just your school. AMA Computer College, let's say Cavite branch, or AMA Computer College Lucena branch. Or probably one municipality lang or just one barangay. Yun yung ibig sabihin natin ng specific. So it's easy for you to measure yung data that you're going to collect. So very achievable pagka ganun. And then yung relevance, syempre, bakit mo gagawin, i-conduct yung study na yon, o di ba? And then time bound. Kasi there are studies na magandang-maganda, but you can only finish the study probably in a decade. O ganun ba yun? Isang dekada mong gagawin yung study mo? So there's no time orientation there. Okay? So dapat sa inyo bilang students, if you're required to do research, dapat yung achievable siya in one semester only or 1 year. Something like that. So yun yung ibig sabihin natin ng research that has smart objectives. Okay? Yan. And marami kayo sigurong naririnig, ano ba yung mga types ng research? Naririnig ninyo siguro, probably have heard of quantitative research, descriptive research, experimental, etc., etc. But the most commonly known evaluation type of research ay yung quantitative and qualitative research. Okay? Ano ba yung quantitative? Oh, from the word quantity. So it deals with numbers that you can measure with numbers itself. Like for example, yung mga data, kunyari, you want to measure how much oxygen is needed for fishes to thrive in a particular lake. O diba? Yun, quantitative yun. But when we say qualitative, parang you're just exploring and you're just trying to go after the categories, diba? Like for example, ano ba yung qualitative that we can, yung perception about something or a degree of satisfaction over something, yung mga ganon. Yung wala talagang direct numerical values that you directly obtain. Yun ang qualitative. So from the word quality, what are the qualities of the variables or the parameters that you want to to study. Okay? So yun. Alright? So now, a research instrument is just part of a whole research. So yun lang yung pag-uusapan natin ngayong hapon. Yung diniscuss ko kanina, it's just an overview. Parang it's just a tip of the iceberg as far as research is concerned. Kasi napaka-broad ng topic na yan. And then we will just focus on a research instrument. In fact, class, the research instrument of any research, it is where the success of a research activity lies. Kung palpak ang research instrument, the whole research study will be palpak na din. Do you know that? O kasi, a research instrument has features na okay. What is a research instrument? Okay, define muna natin. Ano ba yung research instrument? It is a tool that is used to gather data from subjects around the research topic that will be measured and analyzed to give light to a problem. O, di ba? Kasi sabi natin, the purpose of a research is to answer the problem. So the instrument is the one that you use to measure ano ba yung data ang kailangan mo. And then after that, do they answer the problem? Di ba? Do they give light? Do the data that you gather, do they give light to the problem that you are studying? Okay? Naliwanagan ba kayo doon? O nasagot ba yung tanong ninyo? Di ba? After you gather the data. Okay? So, this afternoon, we will just be talking about two features. Kasi ito yung mga main features of a research instrument. Okay? So, you have the collection of data, you have the measurement scale, and then the analysis of data. Now, the analysis of data will be discussed later on another topic. So, I'll just focus on collection of data and measurement scale na just general. Okay? We will not go through the validation of the instrument, mga ganon, okay? Yung mga statistical treatment of the data, no, we will not go through that. But just a portion of it, kasi they will be discussed in some other topics, okay? So, for a research, the number one or the main thing that you need to obtain is data, okay? Without data, there will be no study. Tama? Tama ba? Okay, so we start with data. What is data? Ano ba ang data? Data are characteristics or information, usually numerical, that are collected through a determined data collecting tool. Ayan. So yung data collecting tool, yan na yung instrument na gagamitin ninyo. Diba? So in a more technical sense, data are a set of values of qualitative or quantitative variables about a particular object or subject under study. Okay? So whether you're conducting qualitative research or quantitative research, both require collecting data. Like I said, without data, there will be no research study to be conducted. Okay? Kasi yan yung kailangan nyo. That's what you are actually going to collect in order to conduct your research. Okay? So, as far as data is concerned, there are actually two general types. Okay? Ayan. So, like I said, hindi natin bubusisiin yung mga data collecting instruments per se or as they are. But the general lang. Okay? So, there are two types of data. We have the primary data. Ano ba yung primary data? This data refer to information which are gathered directly. Take note, directly from an original source or which the researcher fathered himself. Ibig sabihin, it's the researcher's first-hand and exclusive information. Siya yung kauna-unahang kumuha ng information na yun, data. Kaya nga primary, it becomes primary. Okay? Yan. Kumbaga sa gamit, brand new, first hand. Okay? Now, the other type is secondary data. Secondary data refer to information which are taken from published or unpublished data previously gathered by other individuals or agencies. So, Di ba when you're doing your research, you are reviewing literature, di ba? And then you're browsing resources like books, etc., etc. Okay? So, the data that you obtain there, ito yung mga secondary data. Okay? I'm not saying that secondary data is not needed. Importante yan. Secondary data are as important as the primary data. Why? Because the secondary data will support, it will give support to your claims, whatever. Kung ano man yung kalabasan ng primary data mo, later on, ng research study mo, the secondary data will give support, okay, to your claim later on. Yan. Okay? So now, what are the advantages of primary over the secondary data? Yan. O, kasi ang primary data, first hand. Secondary data, second hand lang siya. Diba? So primary data frequently give detailed definition of terms and accurate statistical units used in the survey. Kasi kayo mismo yung gumawa nun. Kayo mismo yung nag-collect yun. And sometimes, you are the ones, you yourselves are the ones who develop the instrument used to gather the data. Diba? Kayo mismo. Hindi hiram. Because, you know what? Instruments, research instruments that you use, you can use existing instruments already. If you find one, especially if you are conducting a research that is similar to a conducted or a previous research already, but probably in another context or another subject or another location, but similar. So you can already use the instrument they used previously with some modifications maybe to suit whatever your purposes are in your study. Okay? Yun, pag kayo nag-develop, talagang first hand yung. But another instrument is when you're the one who developed it. Diba? Kayo yung nag-design ng instrument na yun. Kayo yung nag-formulate, nag-design, nag-decide ng questions, etc., etc. Okay? So first hand yan. Alright? Okay. So, primary data also lend more relevance to the researcher's study because of kung kayo yon, direct participation in the project. That means, because you have direct participation, whatever observation you have, and you put that in writing or you recorded that observation becomes a primary data. Okay? So, that means they are more reliable. O, kasi first hand yung nature nung data na yun, di ba? Hindi dumaan sa isa pang kamay, kundi direct galing sa inyo. Alright? So that's the primary data. Now let's take a look at what's next? Yan. Collecting. How do we collect primary data? Okay? There are 5 ways by which we can collect primary data. First, yan, direct or interview method. Yan. So the direct or interview method, it is a method of person-to-person exchange between the interviewer and the interviewee. Para bang pagkatanong mo, may sagot ka na kaagad. This is the method that you usually observe among newscasters, di ba? Pag nag-i-interview sila ng mga tao, and then before nung araw, nung wala pang technology, wala pang cellphone, kailangan magaling yung nag-i-interview, di ba? Na magaling magsulat, ganyan. Okay, to record. But today, this generation, your generation is sabihin na nating blessed. Blessed ba? Yan. Kung minsan, may mga pros and cons ang bawat kung ano man yung uso sa panahon, sa kanya-kanyang panahon. Now, with your generation, you have the technology. Yung mga millennials, you have the technology. So it's easy for you now to conduct direct or interview method. Kasi kahit hindi ka na magsulat, i-record mo lang habang ini-interview mo, and then you go back to your recording later on. So, but the thing here is that it is a person-to-person exchange, okay, between the interviewer and the interviewee. Okay. Another way or manner by which primary data can be collected is yung indirect or questionnaire method. Okay, so In this method, written responses are given to prepared questions. Okay? A questionnaire is a list of questions which are intended to elicit answers, okay, that will help the problem under study, di ba? That will help you. Okay, that elicit answers to the problems of a study. So yun yung indirect or questionnaire method. It's a little bit similar about interview, kaya lang ito indirect siya, di ba? Parang nag-i-interview ka din, kaya lang the interviewee is answering through writing. Okay? Now, questionnaires could be, yun nga, yung sinabi ko sa inyo, you could use standardized questionnaires. So, yun, may mga standardized questionnaires. Pag sinabing standardized, mga standard na ito that have been tested and validated and proven to be effective over a long period of time. So, yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina that if you are going to develop your own instrument, starting with a questionnaire, it goes through a process. Hindi yung pag nagawa mo na yung mga questions for your questionnaire, tapos na. It's not as simple as that because your questionnaire, before you can distribute that to elicit answers to your problem, it has to be validated. Mahabang proseso. Otherwise, if your questionnaire is not validated, then the whole study will just, useless. Kasi invalid yung makukuha mo na data. Not reliable, in other words. So, sa questionnaire pa lang, kailangan valid and reliable na. Yun yung sinasabi ko kanina. Now, when you are the one who will be developing your research instrument, and a questionnaire is one of the research instruments. Okay? All right, so let's continue. Another one is registration method. Okay, this method of gathering information is enforced by certain laws. What do we mean by this? Registration method enforced by certain laws. Okay. Let me explain this by giving examples. Okay, for example, pag ang isang bata pinanganak, what's the first thing that is being done? Di ba nire-register siya? So, meron siyang birth certificate. Tama ba? Pag ang isang tao namatay, nire-register din. Okay? Kaya nakakaroon siya ng death certificate. Pag ang isang tao o dalawang tao nagpakasal, nire-register din yon, di ba? O kaya merong marriage certificate. Or pag pumasok ka sa school mula kinder, di ba, nagre-register ka so that you would be considered enrolled. Okay, now, the data, although these are obtained from, let's say, NSO or PSA, although galing doon, they are considered primary. Why? Kasi yun na yun eh. Yun na yun, hindi na yun mababago kahit anong mangyari. Yung birthday mo, hindi yun mababago after 10 years. Tama? Yung kung kailan ka nag-enroll, kagaya niyan, kailan kayo nag-enroll ng senior high school, di ba? Hindi na yung mababago yung enrollment date ninyo. So these are all what we mean by registration method where the data are enforced by certain laws. Okay? Maliwanag? Is that clear? Do I get a thumbs up if it's clear? Okay, thank you. Now, next, we have the observation method. In this method, the investigator observes the behavior of a person or organization and their outcomes. Diba? Yung behavior. Take note that in sa observation na to, okay, you may be telling me na, okay, so there's another method of collecting data, primary, which is through the experimentation, di ba? Sa experimentation kasi, you are also observing, but you can record. Like for example, you are observing ano ba yung freezing point ng isang substance or boiling point of a substance na hindi nyo alam kung ano yun, kunyari unknown, di ba? So you observe. And then, in experimentation, you are actually solving or studying a cause and effect relationship. Diba? Kasi may mga controlled conditions And then there are manipulated conditions. For example, okay, let me give you an example para mas maliwanag ito. For example, you want to compare, okay, ano yung magiging effect if you're going to deviate, for example, from the conventional, okay, ways of farming. Diba? Ano ba yung conventional ways of farming? I don't know, I'm not a farmer, but simply aararuhin yung lupa, tapos ay prepare the soil, and then plant the seeds, and then wait, etc., etc. Diba? O araro using kalabaw. And then you're going to compare it with another method, another system. For example, this time naman, gagamitan ng, i-compare mo siya pag ginamitan ng commercial na fertilizer, and then i-compare mo with another one using, let's say, organic fertilizer. So you have here 3 conditions. Ang control mo, yung conventional. Okay? Tapos, yung minanipulate mo, yung binago mo is yung nilagay mo ng fertilizer at saka yung iba pa. Alright? And then you're going to compare, ano ba yung effect pag itong ginamitan mo ng fertilizer? Ano yung effect pag ginamitan mo ng iba? Ano yung effect pag hindi mo ginamitan? O yun yung sinasabi nating cause and effect relationship. Okay? Another example is, kunyari ako, as a teacher, ano yung conventional way of teaching? Diba? Chalk and blackboard method sa face-to-face. Okay? Now, if I want to compare how effective is chalk and blackboard method compared to, kaya yung ginagawa natin ngayon, virtual class. Do I get the same result? Oh, so that's an example of experimentation. And I get data through probably your scores, di ba? So farming naman through the yield sa crops, things like that. And then you compare. Oh, you observe here also. Pero anong kaibahan yan doon sa number 4, doon sa observation method dito? Dito kasi, you observe behavior, di ba? Organization. Let me give you an example on that. Okay? This is usually a method that is used in, let's say, studying cultures of certain tribes. Di ba? The culture, ano bang kultura ng Encantadia? O, di ba? Ano ang kultura ng mga katutubo sa ganon? Mga Aita. Di ba? You want to study their cultures or probably their norms or their customs and traditions. Di ba? Hindi ka naman mag-experiment. Mag-observe ka lang. Di ba? And what you do is, usually ginagawa ng mga researchers dyan, they live in the tribe. They stay in the community. And then mag-o-observe lang sila what's actually happening. And then they collect data from their observation. Yun yung sinasabi natin. And the data obtained there is also primary. Okay? So, okay na yun. Liwanag. Okay, let's continue. Right. So, how do we collect second? Ayan, yung kanina, those are the different ways to collect primary data. How do we collect secondary data? Now, secondary data can be obtained from journals and periodicals, newspapers, tables, unpublished or published research papers, theses and dissertations, or probably from books, from manuals, okay, or any other materials. Kasi yung mga materials na yun, they are already records of previous data that you may be needing for your current or ongoing researches. So, secondary data na lang yun. But like I said earlier, you cannot discount the significance of secondary data kasi sometimes they are as important as the primary data. Okay? All right. So, I hope that's clear. And let's continue. Ayan. Okay. So, in collecting, oh, di ba, may mga measurement tayo eh. Nagsisimula na tayong mag-organize ng data natin after collecting. O, di ba? So, yung measurement of data scale. There are 4 fundamental measurement scale for data. Okay? Let's start with nominal scale. Ano ba yung nominal scale? O, kasi pag nag-evaluate tayo ng data, nag-assign tayo ng values, di ba? Kasi nga, di ba, research should be smart. Yung M doon, measurable. Okay? You cannot measure parameters like color, di ba? Or shape. O, Pag nilagay mo color, tapos pagpipila na green, orange, yellow, ay, paano mo ma-measure yon? So you assign values, di ba? May mga values. So ito na yon. So nominal scale. A scale used for labeling variables into distinct classifications and does not involve a quantitative value or order. The numbers here are just used to tag or label the category. For example, o ganyan ha, so sabi ko sa inyo, we use measurable values. Okay, for example, ano ba yung nominal? Nominal scale. You assign numbers. For example, what is your, ang tanong ay, what is your favorite color? Diba? Doon sa questionnaire, hindi mo ilalagay na green, yellow. Lalagyan mo ng numbers. Diba? Tapos, pipiliin mo lang yung number. O, write the number corresponding to your choice. Diba? So, isusulat yung number. So, like for example, what is your favorite color? So, you assign numbers for the colors. For example, 1 would correspond to yellow. 2 would correspond to green. 3 would correspond to blue. 4 would correspond to orange. And so on and so forth. So, yung number 1, 2, 3, 4, yun yung tinatawag natin nominal scale. Okay? Yan. Wala yung quantitative value. It's just a number that is used to tag or label a parameter or a variable. Okay? Maliwanag? Okay, let's continue. Next would be ordinal scale. Ayan. So ordinal scale is defined as a variable measurement scale used to simply depict the order of variables and not the difference between each of the variables. Diba? I-depict lang niya yung order, yung ranking or hierarchy of the variables. Parang something like one is more important than the other. O kaya naman na yan ang first choice, yan ang second choice, yan ang third choice. O kaya naman ay yan yung highest score, that's the second highest score. From the word order, rank, di ba? Ordinal scale, yun yun. Like for example, di ba? You are measuring the degree of satisfaction over a certain product. Di ba? So yung pagpipilian doon is not satisfied, satisfied, very satisfied. O, di ba? Unsatisfied, satisfied, very satisfied. Paano mo measure pagka ganun lang? Then again, you assign values. Di ba? So for example, very unsatisfied. Oh, let's make it 5 choices. Very unsatisfied or 4 lang. Very unsatisfied, satisfied, very unsatisfied, unsatisfied, satisfied, and very satisfied. O, di ba? Then you assign numbers. Probably 5 would be the highest. So, or 4. 4 would correspond to very satisfied. And then 3 would correspond to satisfied. 2 would correspond to unsatisfied. And then 1 would correspond to very unsatisfied. Okay? Nakita mo yung degree ng satisfaction. But then again, you cannot really measure the difference between satisfied and unsatisfied or unsatisfied and very unsatisfied. Hindi mo siya ma-measure, di ba? So that is what you call ordinal. By order lang. So syempre, mas a satisfied answer is better than an unsatisfied answer. Nakuha nyo ba? Yung parang may rank, I don't know if you can call it ranking. Okay, there is an order. Okay, now how does that it differ from the next scale, which is the interval scale? Okay, so let's read. The interval scale is defined as a numerical scale where the order of the variables is known as well as the difference between these variables. Okay, so variables that have familiar, these are variables that have constant and computable differences. Ayan. So, parang sinasabi dito sa pinag-uusapan natin that ordinal and interval scale are similar but not similar. Ay, paano yun? They are the same but not the same. O, di ba? Parang may order din yun doon sa interval scale. Okay? But then again, the difference between the two scales can be measured. Merong constant value. Like for example, when you are measuring, for example, the temperature over a certain environment, diba? So kunyari, pagpipilian nyo ni number 1 would be from 20 degrees to 25 degrees. Number 2, 26 degrees to 30 degrees. Number 3, 31 degrees to 35 degrees, and so on and so forth. Nakita nyo? Sa interval scale, there is a constant computable values between, okay, the two intervals, the two values. Hindi kagaya dun sa ordinal, order lang. Hindi mo ma-measure yung value in between. Di ba? Hindi kagaya ng interval, there are constant values in between. Okay? And, kunyari, between 20 and 25 degrees, merong 21 degree, 22, 23, 24 degrees Celsius. Diba? At constant yun. 21 degrees, 21 degree. Kahit saan man bumaling o kahit saan mo man i-apply. Right? Okay? So, that's it. Okay? I hope it's clear and I hope you're learning. Are you learning? Give me a thumbs up if you're learning. Wala? Walang thumbs up? Hello? Wala bang thumbs up if you are learning? Okay, thank you. Yan. Okay, let's continue. So the next one would be the ratio scale. Ayan, that's the fourth and the last one. The ratio scale is defined as a variable measurement scale that not only produces the order of variables, but also makes the difference between variables known along with information on the value of true zero. Okay, ano kayang ibig sabihin yan? Parang, to make it very, very simple, yung ratio scale is a combination of the first three. Parang kombinasyon niya, if we can put it that way. Okay? Why? Oh, kasi sa ratio scale, okay, hindi mo lang siya pwedeng i-order. Okay? Let me show you a table that summarizes all the four measurement scale, data scales that we have discussed. All right? So ito yon. Ayan. Okay, so we have the nominal, ordinal, interval, and the ratio scale. Okay, now, in the nominal scale, it is only significant as far as modality is concerned. Diba? Walang sequence of variables that is established. Okay? You cannot measure yung, like I said earlier, yung mga iba pa, but just the modality. Pag sinabing modality, the highest number, for example, if the question is what is your most preferred cell phone brand? Number 1, iPhone. Number 2, Samsung. Number 3, Oppo, ganyan. If iPhone got the highest value, then it has the highest modality. Diba? Yun lang yung significance nun. Gusto mo lang malaman anong pinaka most preferred. Kumbaga sa product, anong pinaka mabenta. Parang ganon. Diba? O kumbaga sa election, sino yung nanalo? Kasi mas maraming boto. Something like that. Now with ordinal, okay, the sequence of variables is established. So may sequence. O kasi may order diba? There's an order. Either from highest to lowest, from lowest to highest, from the greatest to the least, something like that. Okay? But the interval, ganun din. But the difference with the ordinal is that in the interval, there's a constant value in between. Okay? Now, sa ratio, present lahat. O, diba? Okay, all of these things, itong mga sa table, sa column ng offers, yan. As far as itong scale na ito, that would be discussed in another topic, probably later on.